So this video tutorial is where I'm going to teach you the gameplay loop for Blackjack with Python. So far, you've created a list for each player. There's already a list I gave you. You've used random numbers. You will have hopefully created this crazy looking statement, which is essentially popping a card randomly out from the main list, which is a deck of cards, and putting it into player one hand list. And each time you do that, we're taking the value of the most recent card added to that list and adding it to something called player one score. Wow. Okay, so it looks like really complex programming here, but hopefully the previous lessons have broken it all down for you. But we can reuse all of this now. That's the beauty of it. It's a reusable code. So, using these 4 lines, we can keep repeating stuff. I'm going to introduce a new variable for you before we go called twist. So when you're playing blackjack, you want to keep twisting until you get your desired score, either bang on 21, just below 21, but you think it's going to be more than your opponent, or you bust. So you kind of have to stop playing after you reach 21 or above. Oh, well, sorry, after you reach above 21, and you might also stick if you're not too sure you want to go further. Say like you get 18 and you're a bit worried you might pull a 10, so you just stick. Okay, so we need twist as a choice. I'm going to now show you something called a while loop, or what computer scientists often refer to as a conditional loop. And that is a loop of instructions that keep getting repeated again and again and again until a condition has been met, a certain condition has been met, like a number or a variable has now changed to something, or whatever you decide. So we use the word while in Python. It's not always the same in other programming languages. For example, in Visual Basic, which is Microsoft's sort of bespoke language for applications, they use this thing called do while, etc. So there's some variations of it, but we just use plain old while in Python. And we want to say while p1 underscore score is smaller than 21. So if they reach 21, there's no point in them pulling any more cards, so it's fine. And if they go above 21, then bust. So we want to break the loop anyway. While it's that, and twist is still equal to t. So obviously before the loop, twist is equal to t, so that will trigger the loop off anyway. And their score should still be lower than 21. So while those two conditions have been met, they definitely both will have been met. They have both been met together. All right. We're going to repeat some instructions. And what the instructions are twist, so that variable again, equals input player 1. Would you like to twist? T or S? And I'm going to put a bracket at the end of that. So, oh, sorry, bracket there, and we'll get rid of all these ones there. Okay, so would you like to twist, T or S? We also need to take these here. Actually, no, we're all right. What am I thinking? We're fine. So that happens, and then I'm going to do a test. So if they've chose T, if twist is equal to T. Now, just before I carry on, do you notice that I've used a double equal sign here? We use double equals for testing, and we use a single equals for assignment. So we're saying twist is equal to T. We're making twist equal to T here. Whereas in this one, we're testing, is it equal to T? We're checking, is that equal to T? That's why we use a double equal sign. So if you're coding and something goes wrong, just double check that if you're using a while or an if, that you're actually using a double equals to test. So if twist is equal to T, we're now going to pick another card from the deck, which is what this line does. We're going to now update the score, and we're going to output what their current hand and their score are. Nice and neat. Can't believe how neat I've made that. All right. So put that there. Make sure it's all indented the same way. It's quite. It does look a bit ugly, but it's kind of straightforward. I'll just space these out a little bit. So the loop will start. I'll just explain this again. The loop will start while P1 score is lower than 21 and twist is equal to T. So obviously twist is T. And as we know earlier, if they pull two cards, what with aces being equal to 1, because I made that up, you can't get 21 from having two cards. So their score will be below 21. And twist will be equal to T because we just made it T. So the while loop will start, but each time we're giving the player the option. Do they want to twist or stick? So if they say stick, this will be ignored because this will only happen if twist is equal to T. We'll go back to the start of the loop, and twist is no longer T, so just skip. And what I'm going to write here at the very bottom, go right back to the first level of indentation. Bang, bang. Print player 1 round over. Yeah, so finished. Okay, pretty straightforward. So if they have pressed T because they want to pull another card, we then pull a card. We add to the score what that card's value is. So score's a running score. And we output again what they've got. So let's just run that. So my hand is 6 and a 3. So I have 9. Would I like to twist or stick? Of course I want to twist. So my score is 19. If I stick, player 1 round finished. Let's run it again. So my current score is 14. Would I like to twist? I'll twist. My score is 24, so my round is finished. I know I've gone bust there, so that's fine. Right, so again, just going through this, we've chosen a card, we've added a score, we've added the value of that card to the score, which started as 0, but now we've chosen a card, so the score is equal to something else. We choose another card, we take its score, and we add that to whatever P1 score currently is, since it was updated there, and now it's been updated here. We output what their hand currently is and what their score is, so that gives us our first two cards and a score, which is below 21. Because even if they pull two face cards, they only get 10 and a 10, which is 20. Twist is equal to T, so then we have this thing called a conditional loop. So while player 1 score is smaller than 21 and twist is equal to T, remember we're using the double equals to check, we're going to run some instructions. So we ask the player would they like to twist or stick. If they've chose twist, we draw another card, we update score, we then output what the hand and the score is. If they've not chose twist, which is stick, this gets ignored. We go back to the beginning of the while loop again, because the while loop keeps repeating until the conditions either are or not met. Obviously, they've chose S to stick. Twist has been ignored. They go back to the beginning. Twist is no longer T, it's S. So we break the while loop, and we go to this code here. So once the while loop has been broken, either score is greater than 21 or equal to it, and twist is no longer T, so either or of those options, all of this gets ignored. We skip to the next part of the game. While these two conditions are still being met, like score is lower than 21 and twist is equal to T, this keeps being repeated again and again. That's a while loop.